I can I try my reading in Chinese? 你好，我叫 Shoko. So 谢谢你们来我的 session. Nice to meet you. So today I talk about overview of Japanese software developers culture and the situation. Sorry. Okay. First, I'm very nervous today because this is first session in DevFest Taipei, and it's my second time to talk English session. So I'm very nervous. So please cooperate. Maybe I will relax by your good reaction. For example, you say hello and some nod and clap. It's good. So maybe other speakers too. So please cooperate for overreacting. So nod and clap and so on and laugh is very good. So okay, so I have a questionnaire for you. So have you ever been to Japan? Oh, I'm very surprised. And do you have friends who work as engineer in Japan? Oh, really? Oh, okay. So maybe you know about in Japan already. You already know, but I want to introduce more deeply. Okay, let's start. So my name is Shoko Okochi. I am software engineer and community organizer. In my work, I use Golang and Vue.js. So I develop front end and back end both. And I also community organizer GDG Tokyo and Women Techmakers Tokyo. So at the opening and the keynote session, these community already introduction, so I don't say more deeply. So first I want to I want to say my story, why I talk today and why I talk about this topic. So my first technology event is held at Super. Do you know Super? Hot Spring? Which one? So because my friend introduced this event, so I'm very surprised why is meetup held at Super? But my friend say Japanese software developers like Super. So sometimes. Go to Super with friend engineer and to developing during and enjoy develop and game and so on. So my first event in my first event about 30 developers participated this event. So we stayed 2 nights and enjoy coding, board game, Super and sightseeing. I enjoy very much. So I like this technology as a culture, and I started to attend many events after this. So in 2015, I started organizing technology community. This is my first technology community. It's local. And sometime I launch new conference for women, and I plan meet up with my friend. And so it's I through organizing technology community, I got many friends and confidence. Same year, I also started presentation. It's me. So I talk about not only technology but also community and career and so on. So I'm nervous every time. So today I'm very nervous, but I was satisfied after presentation every time. So I continue to presentation. So my story conclusion is I have enjoyed working as software engineer, software developers very much, and I also enjoy technology community. So my conclusion is I believe technology communities have big power, and because technology community grow me. Okay, so today's agenda. I introduce following 3 contents. First, Japanese software developers culture. Second, Japanese software developers situation. Third, communities activity in Japan. I'm happy if you want to work to Japan after this session. I have one more. One more question for you. Do you want to work at Japan? Oh, maybe this is the most important question. Okay, so please hear my presentation. Okay, so firstly, Japanese technology industry. So recently, Japanese software technology industry is very hot because many students work as software developers after graduation. Not only computer science learning in university, but also, for example, economic and law and mathematics and so on. So many people job and not only from students, many people job changing to software developers from other industry, for example, sales and or doctor and so on. So, and next year, the programming will add the Japanese school curriculum. So now in Japan, the programming is not must subject, but next year we will start math. People, all children must learn programming at school curriculum. So very hot, and the government already know also government thinking and programming is not important for all of the people in Japan. So I talk assumption of software technology industry has two types. I think sometimes we should use the web technology company and the system integrator companies. Yes, so they have many difference. So this is there are many difference, but most important 5 points. And the first one is business is web technology company also developing web service, and the system integrator you develop core system, for example, bank and government and so on. So project scale is web technology is small to middle, but the system integrator make project scale is middle or huge. So very so frequency in deployment in web technology is lighter than system integrators business one. So frequency in development is web technology is many, but system integrator few. For example, in yearly and so on. So develop method is web service is very quickly deployment. So agile develop method is agile. Do you know agile? Okay. And system integrator also sometimes use agile, but almost company use developed by waterfall. Then waterfall, okay. Thank you. And so work style is just work style is web technology is flexible. For example, allow remote working and co-work can work. Flexible time to work and so on. Well, system integrator has a very hard rule, so work style is hard and traditional. So today I talk about web technology companies and employees because it's for me. I think more web technology have charm and it's for me because this is really flexible. I have importance for work style. Okay, let's start software developers culture. first Japanese developer like Twitter and Sushi. So because many developers send technical information on Twitter, and of course we enjoy ordinary communication. For example, my cat is very cute, and so I wonder about some developers like very cute, like very like cat very much because some my friend live with cat. And sushi is very famous, and we are like, and this one is Java conference movie. Yes, so this is after party scene. So there is chef Itamae-san. Itamae-san make sushi chef and moving. Do you know kaiten rotating sushi? Yes, yes, in conference. And this sushi sponsored by Line. Yeah, so many people collect picking up sushi and so on. So why maybe I thinking Java conference is very important to hire and meet local Java developers. So many companies sponsored here. And after party is not only Java conference, but also maybe today's conference. After party is good chance to understand the knowledge because discussing today's attendees with attendees and speakers and expand human network. So in Japan, expand human networks at the after party and communicate at Twitter. It's very basically. And Japan has also programming school and online learning platform. And this one is not free and need cost, but we can study with tutor and programming tutor at programming school, and they expand human network into this programming school students. And support by online learning platform. Do you know Udemy? Yeah, and not only Udemy, for example, domestic service and how to have a school and dot installer and so on. So programmer candidate use both. So they communicate using Twitter and Slack by programming school. So and not only school, many opportunity to learn outside community because in Tokyo, many technology communities are active and huge. And we today organized by GDG and GC Park expand all over the country, not only Tokyo, for example, Kyoto and so on. But Tokyo has a big community, not only GDG and GDG Cloud and GC Park, but also local community. Yeah, so some local community collect over 100 people every meetups. Yeah, so people learn knowledge and know-how at the meetup by community. So because in Japan, their positivity to share information about companies, some example and issue and how to resolve this issue and so on. So people learn knowledge at the community. Yes. So many companies sponsor two communities meetup conference because good programmer is join at good programmer attend at the meetup and conference outside meetup community meetup conference. So many companies will keep meet and appeal their charm. So so community and the programming school to learn knowledge deeply, and we want to use find job. Sorry. Okay. sorry, sorry. A little nervous. Okay. And in Japan, many methods to find job. Referral from worker is most famous and most efficiency in Japan. And register scout service, and this is all these are all domestic service, but it's very useful in Japan. So Wanted.ly and Findy and Laplace and BizRich and so on. And third one is youth recruitment agency. They introduce many method and many company and position. And last one is using Twitter. How do you? Is it only Japan? In Taiwan, use Twitter for job, for changing job? No? Oh, okay, I read the rest. So, example, find job using Twitter. So, this one is wanted to change job change. Engineer, tweet, I seek backend engineer job at Tokyo. Please contact me. 3 years experience of Java and PHP. Desired salary and $6,000 yearly. And remote working is must and so on. And at hashtag Twitter job change. So so many companies, human resources and engineers checking this hashtag. so some people, some HR, hi, I'm Japan Digital HR. Just one is example. I don't know this. There is not exactly. And hi, I'm Japan Digital HR. Your career is great. Let's talk my office and to reply for him. And hi, I want to work with you. Shall we eat sushi with us? So people, because developers like sushi, so sometime during before selection and interview, sometimes to discuss casually, and for example, eating lunch and dinner, and so on. So let's talk about our company casually and so on. So last week, my friend tweeted this like this. So she said about 20 companies contact her. So she was confusing which company is good for me. So this is famous recently, popular in Japan recently. And next software developer situation. And sorry, can I confirm it? When I start, 10時半30 minutes. 11:10. Okay. Thank you. So many companies want to hire software developers currently, and many companies seek chance to appeal companies' charm for developers, not only meetup sponsored and so on, and sometimes hold meetup in them company's office, and not only Android, iOS, and front-end, back-end, and site reliability engineer. So all position is opening in Japan. Japanese software developers have various career. First one is start first career as developer. Not only studied computer science at university and studied programming after graduation, and already work as developer before graduation. For example, internship is famous in here. Okay, internship is internship to before graduation, and sometimes student launch company during before graduation. And second type is change career to developers. and for example, designer and sales of web technology company, and government and hospital and medical, and so because maybe they are watching programmers. Okay. I will introduce why they are job changing, and that is true. So currently, Japanese men are majority in software developers. This is the currently situation because and women developers are few at each company. This about to 10% or to 20%. And it's about of me. My team has only one. My only me and other member is a man, Japanese man. And foreigner is 0 for the few at each company and 0 or 10%. Yeah, but so almost companies are targeting a local market only. So, but this situation will change because recently Japanese say diversity is important. So sometimes hold meetup for technology meetup featured diversity and inclusion and so on. And almost people use in Japan, almost people use diversity as various nationality member and same rate men to women and so on. So many companies change rule more flexible and supportive to improve the viewpoint of diversity inclusion. For example, flex time to adjust for them children and for mother and father, and working remotely and locate playroom for and provide halal food and so on. So Japan has made opportunity for not only Japanese, for you also. So and many global companies locate branches in Japan, almost Tokyo. For example, Google, Apple, and Facebook, and Amazon, and Microsoft, and so on. And many local companies welcome non-Japanese people. So Rakuten and Smart News and Mercari and so on. So do you know these companies? Oh, yes, yes. So I seeking the example. I found this one. Mercari Inc. is one of the hottest company in Japan. This calls a unicorn company. Yeah, and they develop mainly two service: online free market service and payment service. So Mercari hire for foreign activity. So this one is one day the new joiner, and this about 40% new employee are foreigner, mainly India. Yeah, and work style is very changing. Also work style is changing. A few years ago, so in Japanese web technology companies, too very hard working. For example, work overtime and work weekend and so on. But some company improve and some all company improving this work style, and some companies improve office equipment because employee want to work at office because in Japan almost a company to introduce working remotely to work flexible, but we also they also think office working at office is very effective because we talk directly and talk and discussion is rapidly. Yeah. So they improve office equipment also. So for example, cafeteria and free drink and relaxing space and so on. So 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 recently the hot company have a very beautiful office. So and developer's salary is higher than average of all industry. Yeah, because this one is investigate the result from government and median average annual income is US dollar 36,000. But this is over the technology industry's income is over than average. So this is I think this is one of the reasons that people change job from other industry. And the next one is community activity in Japan. So community is effective for technology industry. So many technology community located all over the country. And especially Tokyo, I'm living in Tokyo, so especially I talk about Tokyo, has many technology community and this have a character. For example, global community is GDG or and Women Techmakers and GDG Ground and GCPAC and Women Who Code. Yeah. And local community has, for example, do you know Shibuya? Shibuya APK is Android community. Android Kaigi is Android's conference community. And Firebase Japan user group, you talk about Firebase. And HTML5J talk about web front-end technology. And TensorFlow user group is TensorFlow. there are many communities in Tokyo. So maybe also almost every day hold a meetup in Tokyo. And women community is also very active. And GTAG girls and Rails girls and PyLadies and Women Who Go, these use Google technology and Rails, Ruby on Rails, and Python and Go. So yes, we have many communities. So and people learn to and improve our skill through attend communities meetup and conference. So GDG and Women Techmakers activity in Japan. This one is Japanese map and maybe around Taipei is around here. And Japan has 10 GDG chapters and 3 Women Techmakers chapters. And GDG chapters have organized IO Extended and DevFest. And Women Techmakers have organized meetup to celebrate International Women Day. Example, my community, this one GDG Tokyo's IO Extended, we hold at the Google Japan office. So our main activity is IO Extended and DevFest, but this one is already talk at the keynote, so I will skip. Okay. Example is DevFest Women Tokyo. This one is organized last month, this October, Women Techmakers Tokyo organized DevFest Women Tokyo. This one is technology conference that featured diversity and inclusion. So all speakers are women or LGBTQ. So this conference, various attendees enjoy and but in Tokyo, almost conference percentage of women is few. So we improve this problem because in Tokyo, the women engineers are few because already I say, but and women is a little afraid to basic technology conference because they women is a minority in conference, so sometimes other attendees should talk communicate bad one. For example, you are very cute and so on. So they already recently these are avoid as code of conduct. So they are improving, but sometimes this is the issue. Okay, conclusion. I introduced following three contents. The first one, culture. Japanese trend is flexion and diversity. And the second one, situation is women and foreigner exist few but improving because they are into we thinking that diversity is very important. And the third, local communities support technology industry deeply. So I believe community power. So let's enjoy community from now on and forever in not only Taiwan but also but also 東京. And we are welcome not only we maybe and GDG welcome to not only expert but also beginner. So just always they and I have about 10 minutes. So if you have any question, please raise your hand.